to control effect and synthesis parameters in Ableton Live. Why are we going to do this? It's kind of fun. You get a neat little tactile control. Oops. Okay, you get a neat little tactile control. You can kind of tweak it out. It's a nice visual point for like an audience watching you perform live. They can actually see that you're doing something. You're not just sitting there hunched over the trackpad or the mouse. So you can get up and kind of play with it, whatever. Why this? Well, this costs $5 at a secondhand store. I don't know if it's because everyone's into Guitar Hero lately or what, but this type of video game joystick it seems to have fallen out of favor, such that you can buy really decent shape ones at secondhand stores for very cheap. So they're freely available, plug straight into a USB port. I had no problem configuring it in either Mac or Windows. And does it work well? I think you'll see that given a couple little scripting utilities, it works quite well. Alright, so we're going to plug in the joystick and we're going to fire up the scripting utility, JoyToKey. And so you can see on my joystick, it lists all the buttons that are available. And sorry, I just pulled a screenshot off their website because I didn't have time. So ignore these red circles, I guess. But so it lists all the buttons that the keyboard, or that the joystick has, and then you can map them to whatever you want. So in this case, I have the movement functions mapped to mouse cursor movements, but at a very slow rate. And then I have the other buttons, like the trigger is the left click on a mouse. I have a right click here in case I want to access other screens or something. And then the rest of the buttons here just fire off a single keystroke like K or L, etc. So here's where it gets a little complicated as to what it's doing. JoyToKey allows multiple keystrokes to be triggered by a single button action. You can see there's a little space here. So every time you press one button, it could fire off a series of keystrokes. So what I'm going to do, I don't know if all you can see the screen over here, but by pressing, and I'll move this around, you can see where the cursor is. So wherever your cursor is on the screen, by pressing a single button, I have it scripted that it jumps straight to the effect control parameters of something, like in this case, it is the a filter parameter and an oscillator frequency of a Commodore 64 clone. So by hitting this button, I can jump to that. I also have a Moog Taurus queued up. This controls the cutoff and resonance of that. What's over here? This is a triple oscillator synth that makes some kind of Space Invaders sounds. Then I have some drum tracks lined up, and by hitting different buttons you can control. There's a flanger here, and I have an auto filter set up. I also have it set up that you can toggle things like the auto filter on and off when you select it. So I think you'll see when I actually start making some music, you can switch back and forth between these, and it's always right there. So you just choose a parameter to control, and the cursor pops right there. You hold down the trigger and move it around, shaping the sound as you go.